All right, everybody, we're back for a little tackle tip. This will be pretty short here in my basement. This is where I keep all my tackle and stuff. We just moved houses not too long ago, so this is kind of where everything's at. Still trying to get it all organized, but I apologize if my HVAC system kicks on. It's literally right there. So if that kicks on, might be a little noisy, not too bad, but hopefully it doesn't. And I just want to tell you guys, so the tip we're going to do today is about tube fishing. In the Midwest, we fish tubes a lot, like a lot. So tube fishing is a super versatile a thing you can do. So we throw it for smallmouth, you can flip it. Some guys even throw it on a chatterbait now, which is kind of interesting. But with that said, we'll give you a little tackle tip on tubes and how I rig them for Texas rigging and flipping. I start out with a 4/0, which I don't know if you can really see this. Well, kind of block my face. A 4/0 VMC ringed hook right there. That's a wide gap EWG. Here's the package, so you know what it looks like. It's a Superline EWG ringed 4/0. A Venom tube, 4-inch tube. Venom. Come on. There you go, 4-inch Venom tube. And then you're just gonna rig it like you would a normal Texas rig. So go through the nose. It's like so. Pop out. I go pretty short, so I don't know, 1/4 of an inch maybe. Slide that up. Slide it up as close as you can to that ring. See if you can see that. There's the ring. Then here's the trick, okay? So with a tube, the hook has to slide through 2 pieces of plastic the way it is right now. Here's a trick to help you with better hookups, because I know a lot of people have problems hooking fish on a tube, Texas rigging it. So instead of having to go through 2 pieces of plastic, by using this trick, you only have to go through 1. So what I do is I actually take a pair of scissors. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna cut a slit. I'm gonna cut a slit in the bottom side of the tube where the hook runs through, so about right there. Okay, so it's in line with that. So cut a slit right about there. It's gonna run about 1/4, 1/2 an inch, probably 1/2 inch. I'll just take a pair of scissors, cut that slit. So now you can look, we have a slit in the bottom of the tube right there. Okay, and you're gonna take your tube and you're gonna run your hook through that slit in the bottom of the tube, if I can get it to go in, and then you're gonna pop it out the top, kind of put the point of the hook back in. Is what you have here is you have a tube, Texas rigged, where the bottom is, there's a slit where the hook goes through, and what that does is it allows your hook to slide easier through the tube when you set the hook. So instead of having to slide through 2 pieces of plastic, it only has to slide through 1. So that'll help you with your hookup ratios. That's what I do. I've done that for a really long time, as long as I can remember. And it's a bait that I utilize a ton around here. And then what I use for rods, it's kind of personal preference, because a lot of guys go a lot of different ways with flipping stuff now. So you have the guys who do braid to fluoro, which I do sometimes. And then you have the guys that, are the traditional medium heavy flipping sticks, long rods, blah, blah, blah. So I do a little bit of both. Kind of depends on the cover I'm around. So if it's really thick stuff, or, I'm making a little longer flips, maybe I'll go with a longer rod, or I'll go braid to fluoro. But with the really thick stuff, I normally go with a longer rod, 7/6 medium heavy or 7/6 heavy or whatever. That's mostly vegetation stuff as well. If it's not, I normally use a 7/3 medium heavy. I either throw 20-pound Seaguar Red Label, or I go braid to fluoro, braid, 30-pound braid to Seaguar 20-pound Red Label. It's one of the two. Doesn't really matter to me. If I'm around grass, I'm probably going to lean towards the braid to fluoro. If I'm around hardcover, I actually kind of like staying with straight fluoro around hardcover, because when you set the hook on braid to fluoro, if your braid is over top of a limb and you set the hook, the braid will actually want to dig in to like the limb if you're over top of a limb, whereas the fluoro won't do that. it won't dig into that limb. It's less likely to get hung up. You'll be able to pull that fish over the brush or whatever you're fishing easier. So I stick to straight fluoro most of the time, flipping wood. Once I get away from wood, get mixed with grass, that's when I go braid to fluoro. But either way is fine. It's really all personal preference at that point. I definitely would say use 20-pound test when you're flipping Texas Trig tube. I normally don't go any lighter than that just because I don't like to flip with anything lighter than 20. So that's my tackle tip for the day. I'm going to try to post stuff here about once a week or so until season gets rolling. I've invested a lot in video equipment and stuff here recently, so I hope to bring you guys more and more videos in the coming weeks and this year. Get you some more tournament videos, some tackle tips, all the above. So I'm going to keep posting as much as I can, get you guys rolling with some stuff maybe you can learn from or you're just interested in. So anyways, thanks for watching, and please subscribe.